Do you have any idea what it means to have $91 million burning a hole in your pocket and Tom Brady as a minority owner? Well, Raider Nation is about to find out. If you thought we were just going to draft Fernando Mendoza and throw him to the wolves with a bunch of receivers nobody knows, think again. The market has turned upside down in the last 24 hours, and we might be looking at the most impactful signing of the decade. And it doesn't stop there. Klint Kubiak isn't messing around with building this coaching staff. He just poached a key piece from Seattle and brought in an absolute grinder from Pittsburgh to teach our young guys how to play ball. Buckle up and smash that like button right now, because what I'm about to tell you changes everything we expected for 2026. Let's get into the chaos. Let's get straight to the good stuff. No fluff. Over the cap, drop the bomb. The Las Vegas Raiders officially have $91.5 million in cap space. That's the second most cash in the entire league. So what do we do with it? Do we sit on it, or do we go on the attack? The answer came flying in from Tampa Bay. Mike Evans' agent, Derek Gilmore, confirmed the man is gearing up for his 13th season, but the chances of him staying with the Buccaneers are less than 50-50. The guy wants to test the market. And guess who desperately needs an elite red zone target? Look at our depth chart today. Trey Tucker, Jack Betch, Dante Thornton Jr. With all due respect to the hustle those guys show, are you really going to put the future of the franchise, probable #1 pick Fernando Mendoza, in a position where he's throwing the ball only to those guys? That's asking to burn the kid out before the bye week. Mendoza needs a security blanket, that veteran who says, just throw it up and I'll handle it. And here enters the X factor, Tom Brady. Our minority owner didn't just win a Super Bowl with Evans. He was singing his praises this week, calling their partnership spectacular and saying he feels blessed to have played with him. Do you think Brady is just saying that for his health? You gotta be kidding me. That's recruiting, nation. That is legalized tampering. Bringing in Mike Evans isn't about getting younger. The guy is turning 33. It's about guaranteeing your rookie quarterback has a fighting chance to survive his first year. Evans has posted over 1,000 yards in every season of his career. He is a machine. Oh, but Ryan, what about Romeo Doubs? Yeah, ESPN's Matt Bowen called that shot. Doubs is on his way out of Green Bay. Matt Schneidman from The Athletic said he's good as gone. Would he be a cheaper option? Sure. He had 724 yards in 2025. He's a good player for heavy traffic. But let's be real here. With $90 million in the bank, I don't want the consolation prize. I want the legend. I want the guy Brady trusts. If we're going to spend, let's spend right. The Raiders can't be the team of almost anymore. If Mike Evans steps foot in Vegas, the bar gets raised instantly. Now hold on, because if you think offense is won just with stars, you're watching the wrong sport. Offense is won with a system, and Klint Kubiak just made a masterstroke move that a lot of people let fly under the radar. The Raiders poached Rick Dennison from Seattle. Rick Dennison, my friend. The guy is basically the consigliere of the Kubiak family. He played and coached with Klint's dad, Gary Kubiak, for decades in Denver. He coached with Klint in Minnesota, in New Orleans, and took him to Seattle in 2025. Where a Kubiak goes, Dennison follows to ensure the system works. He was the run game coordinator and senior advisor in Seattle. Why is this vital? Because we know Klint wants to install the wide zone system. That offense based on lateral runs and play action that makes a quarterback's life so much easier. But that system is complex. You need someone who knows the offensive line blocking schemes with their eyes closed. Dennison is that guy. His arrival confirms that Andrew Giannacco, who we already announced as offensive coordinator, won't be alone. Giannacco is the young brain, but Dennison is the voice of experience. The guy who's going to walk up to the O-line and say, "No, you're stepping wrong. The block is like this." This shows Klint Kubiak has pull. He's building the staff he wants, bringing in people he trusts implicitly. It's not that patchwork of coaches the owner forced on him. It's the Kubiak Mafia setting up shop in Vegas. And you know what? I love it. No more improvising. If we're betting on this offensive system, let it be with the guys who invented and perfected the thing. Things are going to get real in practice, and our offensive line better be ready, because the standard just went up. And to wrap up the technical package, there's a signing that flew under most people's radar, but connects all the loose ends I've mentioned so far. The Las Vegas Raiders hired Azzanni as wide receivers coach. The guy comes straight from the Pittsburgh Steelers, where he worked under Mike Tomlin for the last 2 seasons. Before that, he was in Denver and with the Jets. Why does this matter? First, the connection. He worked with Klint Kubiak with the Broncos in 2022. They know each other. They speak the same language. Remember that Jerry Jeudy season with almost 1,000 yards? Azzanni was there. Second, and most importantly, look at the guy's school. Pittsburgh is a wide receiver factory. They consistently turn mid-round picks into stars. Azzanni knows how to develop raw talent. And if we look at our roster today, taking away the Mike Evans dream, what we have is raw talent. Trey Tucker has speed, but needs route refinement. Jack Beck and Thornton Jr. need polish. Azzanni's mission is thankless, but crucial. He needs to take this thin group of receivers and turn them into something Fernando Mendoza can actually use. If we don't bring in Evans or Dubs, the weight on Azzanni's shoulders is going to be massive. He's going to have to squeeze water from a stone. But the guy's resume is solid. He's got 10 years in the NFL and a lifetime in college. Florida, Tennessee, Wisconsin. He knows how to handle young guys. With Azzanni, Janico, Dennison, and defensive coordinator Rob Leonard staying, Klint Kubiak has closed the loop. The staff is set. The lack of leadership excuse is dead. Now it's about execution. The bottom line is this. We have $91 million in our pocket. Mike Evans is up for grabs on the market, and Brady is making eyes at him. The coaching staff has been built with Kubiak's inner circle of trust to protect our future quarterback. The stage is set for us to break out of mediocrity. Now I want to hear from you, and don't come at me with answers defending penny pinching. With Fernando Mendoza coming in, would you rather spend big and bring in Mike Evans for 2 or 3 years to be his mentor? Or do you think it's better to save money, bet on Romeo Dubs, and let Zach Azzanni try to work a miracle with the kids we already have? Keep it real in the comments. I'm Ryan Miller. This is Las Vegas Raiders, and I'll catch you in the next video.